guys, ye cheche muhina. I Micky's Media House, so I just say, send animation a boy in each no. I had the exclusive updating mostly you're busy on nursing content and other stuffs. Until other stuffs and more no. Do you get me? Nice. Now, I hear nursing interview series and home videos in the idea de buy in ano. If you compilation ni adeno, na ya doso. Ye videos sana fe hu ne kakra because I was say hu nyoma bebre asa na wakọ nursing interview. Enye se ye baako mienu na asa debi. Na eto amua meko wie se e was a compile book bi. Na etimi eboamu nursing interview guide. Ankrofo kakra timi ato fine na sankrofo ko kakra na mato ne abo ma no bi WhatsApp group kese de ama oma omutimi di omhu nkomo shishi omo na fofo wo so. What are you waiting for, my dear? What are you waiting for? Are you planning to let the money you used to buy the forms go waste? And I say 40 cedis now they tobu $5 spend now they tobu kuno no washim na boa no wait me share friends in the area. Oh, any mind dear. And you good of you. A quite how fast so we 200 cities, 400 cities, and even more. Let me the top form no. I saw young you maybe a could say. Mbeden. Mubenya admission because a yes analysis canon. What will go? Into whom be bia a best science can be the which home coin. Oh, prepare transportation record interview and yes, sir. Into Benya. Open quantity obenya so what you say into before be back when anyone say yes ton yes how they join the mass no now they share ni wom join the keke now there's a group no bit many tips bi omu a join the keke na hwe ni ewu book no man kasa kra keke so what you say na etimi aboa o enya sa na so pe sika de ko interview what a video so you okay there be and then baba share video be with you Oppong Kennedy our group no be secret exclusive group na ya no enya goodie my dear na buying the book no will make you a participant enya goodie na yedi wo because obi akra ni handout into wo book no ya number 7 ya answer number 7 ya answer you are good to go. Big greetings to my people in there. Say me home within back no metima bom within fe na etimi ay kama me chechia mu nyina me no se mu so hwe nti no ye nua Oppong Kennedy video audio no de betu mu no ana me ye video na ye nua no ma sebi abs kasemu nti ana one reason no the identity omu nti me join yen e wo group no mu no omu so manya ho hint kakra obu ho no opese hu ne e run wo group nim e den kra nti na ye nto book ne join the group enye opese hu bibi nti ye brother you di kan apply last year bibi nti me first school need end to ja so what you say nti no apply any experiences been in nyoma bia okọ hu ye titiru na me pone ho kakra kyerɛw in this video na ma wait me about tumrika joining in fast and this idea one ayo now don't DM me say director Micky this question this that I didn't think you postpone I didn't think you suspend the interview. It is for your own good nyankopon na ye the amount send be ya obetimi aba join your group we na bibia etima ye kama the amount na so let na honum na postponement ni twem omu bie suspension no na still a joining group no ne tips bia ndi hu komo enhia wadanfo bia on na ekọ ebi of different town na so for different town even though bibi sa na tie na se mo nyinam ko hia one school nim because of me group na say sa vibe no tie nice unya du anu friend me nwa bedu o say ani o me wo ha se me gina ha beko no Charlie ye de nyame nkan ho that make him so ho na ye fe into tumrika beje copy 40 cedis to tumrika kra na bra DM chat number na that screen is no na ye be chere no obeye na after payment I want saka book no ene ho enchen poporo bi a me de be gu questions bi so what you say ene some tip bi sa we na meka na no na we send what to group no into advantages e book no hu ye bebre kwa my dear into the Oppong Kennedy audio no ye no na ti wasum nyoma ekoso group nim why na wow they are clear on doubt say enyo obi na be scam okeke why into no me chechi amu nyina into we dey yanko na ti why
my experience it was it was funny and I was a little bit nervous. To be honest, I was nervous because it was my first time and I went there a day before the interview. You know, I have relatives around that area, so I went to sleep at one of my areas, my uncle's place.
Inti no so ati ase o say no e nervous inti ebia untimi nya sika make say na nya se bia kwhwe ho akonfo na kope sika fa be yeden fa beto me book but wo ha na se bia uni sika na de wachichi nyoma bia tuchim me ma afia mkodwo to sa inti ni ma betima koso group ma relevant na me hwe na mu ni sika no me de beba why na mo so matie bi inti no ohun be nervous na me ka ho asem no because na the first time inti no or the huni surubi she ni mu. Do you get me? And that you could see say I'm one because I then I yeah they can say now the who show mu as why I never say it's ruby at also to them yen twas na munti na ye who be a fru mu why enyi hu sir.
So at dawn around 4:30 to 5 I went to the school, but people were already there. Yes, about let me say 30 students were already seated, so I joined them. And later on, some of the let me see, the authorities in the school, the teachers came around registering our names, and they asked us to bring our interview fee. We should pay the interview fee of 150 cedis.
So you have to find money. Baby, abenyes bia no. On say oko interview so be saying 150 plus. So na je so oko na ko failure no aboka nti bomode na to book no so. Bet you 150 cedis. Ebi mu kra de kobro sa na I will make a video on that very soon. Any scam this scam ye money adina na I will make a video on that. Now one kasankasa no we hu e mu no kre. Nti we omo je omo interview fee.
So after paying, they'll give you a receipt, then you sign and you go back to your seat. So later on, the school principal and other panel members came around to introduce themselves to us. Yeah, and you know, they gave us some advice. It was fun though, but still I was nervous. And you know, every place there's protocol.
Ayen is cry. Charlie monster. Now for release stress why? Am my pressure be also? Am I the pressure is there be? Am my pressure be foul? Oh, yeah, we are in yes, Ubenya who could do keke. Unya could do na say Ruby and now. So it was a question now. Unim crabaka who be. Namu oh, idea no buying yes, unim could you talk. It was a ah. Wa prepare no hopa this year. Inti no de mu enkosuntie why. On say nika. Na so ti ho na so so nto book na be join group ya. Wa hello.
Some didn't come early, but they were called early to go and just, I don't know if they were even interviewed and the stuff, I don't know. Then they'll just go. But I was sitting there. Could you believe I was the last person to be interviewed? I was the last person to be interviewed. It was very funny. And when I went into the interview room, first of all, I knocked. I was in my white and black trousers with my flying tie. Then
okay, intino, I have say never say me person and out. So simple, classic. So say you dressing the camera.
I knocked, and they said I should come in. I went in. I greeted them, and they offered me a seat, and I sat down. They asked me to bring my the things they requested me to bring. So I separated them. I put the photocopies of my birth certificate, my testimonial, and other requirements that they requested. I put the photocopy in one brown envelope and the original one too in another envelope. So I wrote photocopy on the one that I've put the photocopy papers in. I wrote photocopy, so I don't know that this is the photocopy and this is the original one. So they didn't even find difficult with it.
Nyankopon Shra Kennedy. Nyankopon Shra group you document no. You no copies no why and no be here. Original ones near wow personal use. And your home kwan be a school habit me ako. So you need the original. Internet so groupy photocopy ones no. Na afi original ones no so one side. Into be ma say copies ni no wa verify her say original copies no so wa enya zambi na de buy ya. Into this point note it down. Okay. Now so we group no dey how ho cry we will tackle it all over again. And no ntina Nyankopon ama ya suspend mo interview date ni man. Onumi say MMH man dey o say mo fa mo do na mo nya admission. And that's what twentwen so. Now this initiative book yi dey any group yi dey ne ba. Etimi aboa. I say I didn't get interesting. Into the end so.
So they asked me questions like, when I went, to be honest, they told me describe yourself, and I described myself. In the process of describing myself, they asked me, so you said you work in an ever pure company, and I said yes. So can you tell us how to treat water? And I was like, oh yeah, I can. So explain, and I explained some. They asked me chemicals used in treating water.
Yeah, so you see, sometimes the questions will go practical according to a Juma now. So, tell us about your previous work. But you have to have the mindset, say, they can ask you questions related to your previous work in line with addition nursing. And I'm here how to link your program to nursing. No, even though this Kennedy, my guy, might not be a science student and be sad, but look at where they are dragging him to. Interscience mo no de ba be share filtration mu any so sa ensure treatment no mo ne iodine boy me to ask why no man ko can you be a minim. And you see, let's get serious here. They are asking him the question practically. Ama wa explaining in line with how one Ejuma previous work a link to you can say courses already were SHS. Edibe ra nursing mu. The school is highly competitive. Na interviewers are very strict. Into one of highly competitive bia e bin collaborated 7 year no you ready. Ejuma bia why pen. Ombetime busa. Say hadn't na obetime e dey sa adwen na treat say bibi say. On say one person mo e treating issue say omo dey avoid the issue mu yare cholera no ne sa nyoma nyoma bi etimi e transmitted through water. So what you say? In the edge, maybe say, why did you even treat the water? So, into a lot of questions. I'm sure I don't come on a any interview. No, in the end, also now the moon send you maybe why?
I answered some of them, and they asked me, if suppose you have a filthy water, you want to treat it, are you gonna cover it? Should you cover it or you shouldn't cover it? I was like, a little bit nervous. I was like, you have to cover, you don't have to cover.
You don't so or can you have to cover, you don't have to cover. Na eto tono. Nti na was so nya onyoma. We so nya onsem na wo kan nya no ye. So nti no no this way say na o ye no. O person can or the chiri nyina say also we are sure of what you are trying to say. And yes, I feel na oh be kataso on kataso. Yes, we treating you be kataso na on kataso. Se me kataso men kataso. On be bo asun o. Oh ye be kataso. E be en kataso. So na wakono bang no me waiting we try na no ano no.
Yeah, they asked me why, and I was saying yes, you have to cover because sometimes you have to cover per the duration. Maybe it's gonna take a while small, so you have to cover not with a solid item, but maybe with a net to prevent house flies and the stuff from falling into it to create another mess.
Nice. Oh baby, ana me drag cholera and send them the ban. So until house fly be better insurance treating man, I can say insurance to go. Answer not to be an create to go. Yeah, pem. So you see, and now quack up bemono. To mention no being so why?
Sometimes you don't have to cover because maybe you are going to use it right at the spot. Yeah. And they asked a lot of questions, and they asked me who is the minister for sanitation, and I answered them to be Honorable Cecilia Dapa. They asked me Minister of Land and Natural Resources. I answered them to be Honorable Samuel Abdullah Jinapo, sorry. And they asked me who's the Minister of Health. I mentioned his name too, Kwekwaji Mamenu.
So what you say into sanitation, any environmental, any asifo nyina na o kan. I was say man who say nyina ye and the Ministry of Health ase. Ansa na o musa be Minister of Health. Inti no ye ka say check current affairs a enye say ye be gina ho na video keke a. Ye pese ye kasa kire mo. Also ko ye bisa no. Inti sanitation sense no efa ya apomuden ho na hwan no hwe saa apomuden aso ya efa sanitation ni ahote so no na afi akwachichiro kon ministry mu ade awusua ya pay Ministry of Health nka wansu akura keye because adanya you be Minister of Health and deputy pe no utomi buku na enoma ewuwo mu a oso hu nyina obehu ho ati ase nti wo de enche segment we besi na ye hwe ne ebe ya fa ho we si na wamba group no mu dia me fa ne oma ekoso group no mu no ba ha biem no wa shebe nso se ne oma de bi twagu wachi ankasa.
And they asked me who's the Minister of Information. That one, so I answered them. They asked me to lay some safety protocols related to COVID-19. I answered them, you know, and they, to be honest, most of the questions that Micky has been training us on, they asked me most of them.
To igbeni be kan se eto mo la via lokoto agbanale a chakalugo hey to mo anti honi yi o me ko machi kakra bi no mati why o de yento aso. Most of the questions are director Micky handle no on bisa.
Yes, and they were like, oh, that's a good performance, thank you. So, and then before they realized, they asked me, by the name on your birth cert is different. I said, yes, I have affidavits. They said, no, don't take affidavits.
Yes, into some of the highly competitive schools, maybe be finding ways would be you more free honum. Now, one no more form of protocol sense because protocol dear, hey, baby, be ho. MMH Ukraine why before say we be a group, secret group no. You have to buy my book. That's full-time protocol. At the same time you sign the wow. Do you get me? Into noati. Omunje affidavit sa school bi sa no. By school bi ase bi e form man come beje. Into mo years and name mistakes no munti ade kodi om ka sa koye. Tie me. Your friend Gazette by the tea.
They take Gazette. So I should go and Gazette my name. I said okay, fine. I'll do so. So right from that,
nti obi kra be busa said director Micky Gazette na daddy Gazette ye adia omodi replace din official for publications enya godie because we be run ministry nim say creed ni afa wadwuma nim baby o school so anu odin baby o apply anu odin pa information bi e be hia wo din no ho bia no for publication no e wo say ye legit, and that is what Gazette is used for. Affidavit in there. Oh, when the answer assassin na and no other na wo paper no so na omako ebi dia back here no. So what I say, we school highly competitive on request for Gazette. No so no affidavit for na why? Into no would for evidence of doubt na Nyankopon ama ya suspend mo interview ya no. For so na o de pe Gazette no fa kan affidavit na me kire mo se mo nye no na entimi ensi word mission ho kwan. Madam asi bebre.
I think a week time I went to Gazette my name. So it was a mistake on me. I should have sent the Gazette right afterward. After the day I made the Gazette, I should have sent it to the school, the receipt to the school. But I was waiting for the original one. But before the original one came, admission had been already made.
Mo guy near smart Papa Kennedy or you fast. Ain't who I wouldn't say. Oh, ni birth set. Me, but statement issue and I say bibia represent your birth certificate, you know, because your birth set na fe no mgusu ye and I say you know, go with that in your money on the day of your interview. Me ye pa fasani your money ko na en replace you your man fema also no ye wi na say ko tum record this receipt and I say statement in den eba na original one ba or the no school and one fan ko or train say birth set na kasa beba and as or train say be bibia beto to na kwan mu bibia to na kwan wi na say na admission etwem. So what you saying to the mountain you see? And
you know, I was really heartbroken when I was informed that I've been disqualified in the stuff, but I should try this year round. And I said, okay, fine. Although I'm heartbroken, I'm still gonna try. So that was my little experience for it. But trust me, guys. Follow director Micky. Everything he's saying is true, and I believe you. Believe you me. If only you follow his instructions and everything, it's gonna be well with you. Okay? Thank you.
And no. Follow director Micky. and then me the brofo dem mention dante nanso boa and dem etiase and you know mun follow me why nyame wo ho onu wane no mutuo ten kokko ye nanka anko yi na me questions ya me handle me explanations about mistakes ni nyoma ye bia anko pie mu ho a ko beka so director Micky nyoma ndie kakra bi mum na pa tie me odo yewu ukọ na so hwe me mechi nkwan ya be pass ya meti ase ntino eno no Kennedy Oppong me group no dia me se me yaye no me see na emu me deputy ya nesa so ati ase ana ye dignified personalities in so mo group ni mu a akire on bedom ho adidi akire mo questions be handle bia no in free director Micky was if resoro ho baby nti wo a won ti ase no if you don't get it then you forget about it so what you see me can if resoro baby na on ti ase and now you forget about it make sure say obefa number na that screen so no make your purchase wo book ni bi ni ade wo group nim na hu nyoma ekoso wo testimony e binu mudi e de form abra abo o mko e se na ekosi ye ni ade nyina no pacho don't be left out in this. Oh, you don't want to become a nurse, you don't want to become a midwife, share na midwife for egu me group no mu a ye handle questions ni cheche mu ama no and na form nti nyame nka ho I will be ready 24/7 in my DM replying on messages of the purchase of the book, mind you, not any other way bia. And omo mo ni medidwa no so de dan so de customer care ntino omo protocol no. Onyaka director Micky na me shepo asempo a me pie eba be reply wo. Me no kwa mafa so rename me customer for no omo nyina edin. Nti mind you, you can't tell me say what purchase bi na oni obi na share na say no. Anka we so ka wodi ye renamed. I say can save you the guys, that is that. Big ups to you guys in my group, and I'll see you later. I told you me cram on ra so responsibilities be once a video we say ke o say ka me na wonu na gina ho but baby what me ye djuma foforo bi and they mean me friend to dwa now but momo group no de munim na enti ameni ho nyame nka mo ho. I'll be with you guys soonest. Why once I wish me bia won't me join here me subscribe information be relevant me hwe enti me mpare wo no me de be bro na bibia kama nice one.